Is there a limit to our vision? All right, that is the question for today, and that is the question for number 120 on the list of the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. If you'd like to get a complete listing of all 144 fractal faculties in an abstract form, kind of like a couple sentences on each one, just put your email and name an email in the comment section, and I will send you out a free list. And you can also watch my video called Tree of Life, an Introduction, if you'd like to get a quick course on Tree of Life, enough to be able to watch all of these videos and follow along. If you'd like a little bit something deeper, you can send me $10 on Venmo and Cash App, and I will send you a copy of my book called The MASSTree, which is also an introduction to the Tree of Life, but it goes a lot deeper, at least 65 pages worth. And okay, now today we're looking at number 120, and keep in mind the Tree of Life is more or less a map of our consciousness, and each one of the spheres on the tree is an aspect of our consciousness, or a faculty of our consciousness, a capability of our consciousness. And there are 12 of these circles or spheres, numbered 10 through 0, plus the abyss right here. So that's a total of 12. And we kind of evolve spiritually in this direction. When we're born, we have this 10th sphere already open. And as we grow up and evolve, we gradually have the opportunity to open up all the rest of the spheres. Most of us don't get too far, but some people do, and they're able to do incredible things. As we open up each new one is more powerful than the one before, and more miraculous than the one before. Kind of culminating in these three up here, which are our divine faculties. Third sphere, omnipotence, all powerful. Second sphere, omniscience, all knowing. And the first sphere, omnipresence, all present everywhere at once. And today we're going to be looking at the second sphere. Okay, so this is omniscience, all knowing, or our wisdom faculty. And to set the kind of the parameters of omniscience, it's not that we're able to know everything that exists. That wouldn't really even be desirable. To be able to know, I've got a carpet right here. How many, hairs are on or threads are in the carpet? That would just kind of be a distraction. Now that doesn't mean that I couldn't grasp that if I maybe went through the psychic powers of the abyss, but through the wisdom faculty, basically what we're able to know is, what's useful for a human being, our ability to solve problems, and even our ability to solve other people's problems, or come up with solutions to other people's problems, and to be able to anticipate our own problems so that we're able to avoid them entirely, and not even have to solve the problem because we saw it ahead of time, and we rooted it out before it even got to the stage of being a problem. So that is really where wisdom comes from, and how we tap into it is really kind of like the opposite of the 8th sphere, where the 8th sphere is our thinking faculty, our logical thinking faculty, our syllogistic logic, where we take things and put them into different categories or different boxes based on their external characteristics. And when we attempt to solve problems that way, we create unforeseen consequences, or the Hydra problem. With every problem that we solve, we create 2 more problems in its place. But when we solve problems here from up here at the second sphere, we don't do that. We root out the whole problem, and we don't create any residue. The way we do it, though, is the opposite. Here we do this through thinking, and here we do it through not thinking. We do it through being able to just be with our, consciousness steady, with our mind steady, not being affected by all the different waves of, all the different stimuli that are coming into our consciousness, and they're causing thought drift, where we're a stream of consciousness where we have an itch on our head, and the next thing we know, we're thinking about how should I itch it, or is this coming from this insect bite that I got, or where your mind just is going off and you don't have control. And this keeps the mind all choppy and wavy. But if you're able to just be with what's happening and not, make comments on it, orient yourself, and all those things, then your mind gradually begins to calm down. And when you can calm your mind down to the point where it's really still, it becomes transparent, the sea of the mind, and you can actually see through the mind all the way to the bottom, or the center, which is really where our higher self is located. Our higher self is omnipresent, it's everywhere, but it's really at the center of everything. And so we're able to see into the center, and what we see there is the solution to our problems. Okay, so that's kind of how the second sphere works. Now, the second sphere is just one of our 12 faculties of consciousness. Now, how do we get from 12 faculties of consciousness all the way to 144 fractal faculties of consciousness? We're taking the tree of life to the second power. 12 times 12 is 144. And the way we do that is we take the whole tree, we shrink it down to the size of just one sphere, and we superimpose a whole tree on each sphere. So we break down each sphere into their 12 component parts. Okay, and this process could occur ad infinitum. You could take just one part of one fractal of one sphere, and you could place a whole tree on that and break that down into its 12 parts. So it's infinitesimal. You can break each part of no matter how small the part is, you can break it down into its 12 parts. And so that's what we're doing here with the second sphere. In this particular example, we're breaking down the second sphere into the mini 10th sphere, the mini 9th sphere, the mini 8th sphere, the mini 7th sphere within this greater context of the second sphere. And so when we're talking about number 120, we're really talking about the 0 fractal within the second sphere. So what does the 0 represent? Well, the 0 represents nothingness. And where the first sphere is everything, the 0 sphere is nothing. And where the first sphere is the whole universe, the 0 sphere is not part of the universe. The 0 sphere is not part of the universe, but it is part of the creator. So it's the part of the creator that the creator reserves for itself. So we have no direct access to this 0 sphere because it's not in our universe, but it is in our creator. And so it's the part that the creator, it's like the creator's private life, where the creator creates the universe and presides over the universe, but it has a, that's its day job. When it's not presiding over the universe, it has a life of its own that we don't know anything about. And that's kind of like the zero sphere. It's a mystery. And it also represents what preceded the universe, even though time doesn't really exist that way, but what's not, doesn't require the universe to exist. And what I've grasped of all the zero is that it has to do with numbers, just the numbers. Now, the ancient Greeks, or it's really the Latins, the Romans, and moving into the medieval period of the Holy Roman Empire. The scholastics at that time, they studied, they had two courses of study, the trivium and the quadrivium. And the trivium was the kind of the minor curriculum, and that was logic, rhetoric, and grammar. And then you had the quadrivium, that's 4 subjects. Trivium being 3 subjects. The quadrivium was 4 subjects, which were astronomy, music, geometry, and arithmetic. And those 4 subjects also have their cosmic counterparts, or their esoteric counterparts, which are astrology, sacred music, sacred geometry, and numerology. And those really kind of encompass the 4 highest spheres. We got music, we got astronomy, astrology, music and sacred music, astronomy, astrology, geometry and sacred geometry, and arithmetic and numerology. Okay, so anyway, that 0 sphere is within the overall 2nd sphere, and they both go together to make up number 120 on the list, which is called breakthrough appearances. Stage number 120 is about recognizing our limits of perception and having the faith to keep going beyond those limits into that which can not be directly perceived. Euclidean geometry is no longer in effect. Deeper and deeper into the center of the mind, we become aware that we are not seeing instantly. Experience itself introduces time. Experience itself is blinking on and off between experiences, and the between experiences is the forever, eternal metaphysical. In the eternal, we penetrate beyond appearances so as to receive subtler truths, then ultimate truths, and then finally insperience, the truth of freedom from suffering, between the snapshots of experience, direct to the reality itself. Upon equilibrium or resonance, we can see through the surface of a completely calm sea of subconscious, through twice the speed of light, to a second scalar dimension of motion, light boom, beyond Euclidean, beyond 3D space. That's 3 um, geometrical dimensions, not 3 scalar dimensions. Just by the way, with the time lag, we are not seeing what's really happening. Get over it. If we are seeing what is just right for our level, for our species, for our wavelength at this time, we are faced with nothing we can't handle. Underlying everything in the world is nothing. Equilibrium, ether. The laws of the universe are modified at certain critical magnitudes, at quantum units. There are too many scalar dimensions for us to compute. We can only see one scalar dimension at a time. Each scalar dimension represents 3 vectorial dimensions. Maybe someday we will be able to see beyond the 1 dimension of scalar. The cosmic sector is made out of space, in time, while the material sector of the universe is made out of time, in space. We can only perceive the material. But since the cosmic is the exact reciprocal of the material, we know about it even without being able to directly perceive it. In the cosmic, full time is being excavated by space or consciousness. In the material, empty space is being filled by time or matter. Beyond the light boom, the world is instantaneous and the thought drift process comes to a halt. All right, that is the 0 fractal of the second sphere. Breakthrough appearances, number 120 on the list of the 144 fractal faculties of the Tree of Life. Again, leave your name and email in the comment section, and I will send you a free copy of my guide to the 144 fractal faculties. And you can buy my book if you send $10 to my Venmo or Cash App and put in the memo that that's what you want. You want my book. It's called the MASSTree. And stay tuned for future videos coming up on this channel. I will be doing number 121 tomorrow. And so stay tuned for that. Otherwise, appreciate you sticking around to the end of the video. So thanks for watching. Come back soon. And we hope to see you then. Have a great day.